There are some people whose motor cars must be British. Even the very best that Johnny Foreigner can make simply won't do. These days, the choice is between Coventry or Crewe, a Jaguar or a Rolls. But back in the 60s, Jaguars were the domain of spivs, crooks and bookmakers. If you wanted real class, you drove a Rolls or a Rover. For nearly 15 years, the Rover P5B was the official transport of the establishment. With a portly dignity and polished patriotism, it became the perfect motoring embodiment of governmental grandeur, which is why every Prime Minister, from Harold Wilson to Margaret Thatcher, was chauffeured round in a Rover. An official fleet of nearly 100 ebony black 3.5-litre saloons, some of them armour-plated, wafted Britain's ruling elite from summit to summit. And no matter what your political persuasions, Whitehall insisted you flew the flag with a Rover P5B. In 1967, a few shillings shy of £2,000 bought you pomp and power. The American Buick 3.5-litre V8, hence the B designation, could hustle 1.5 tons of English elegance to a brisk 110 miles an hour. The P5B was unique, the last of a distinguished line. And we aren't the only people who reckon this old dowager is special. Rover have realised too. To them, this gentle giant is everything a modern Rover should be, which is why they've been quietly buying up immaculate examples to chauffeur around visiting dignitaries. All of which means the P5B is about to undergo a bit of a renaissance. And we all know what happens when classics get fashionable, prices go up. But let me let you into a little secret. At the moment, the Rover P5B is criminally cheap. They're a big old barge, but better built than most. Rust is the main enemy, both on the brightwork, sills, wings and valances. Interiors cost a backbencher's salary to retrim, so make sure the period delights like these pre-decimal cup holders and gorgeous, gorgeous toolkit are all there, present and correct. The automatic gearboxes are very strong, and that wonderful V8 will last forever, as long as its oil is regularly changed. We picked this tired but running 1970s saloon out of the classifieds for a rather strong £3.5 grand. But you'd be much better served buying a tidy coupe for 5 to 6,000, while Concours winners can command up to 10 grand plus. As for living with a P5B, I can't pretend they'll cost pennies to run, but who said class ever came cheap? But let me give you one final compelling reason why you too should own a P5B. Because there is a very special person who, like us, is rather taken with these regal old Rovers. Her Majesty the Queen has owned not one but 2 P5Bs since 1972 and has given Top Gear express permission to drive this, her very own personal car. And when you're pulling up to a palace like Blenheim, nothing else will do. Her Majesty has covered just 6,000 miles in JGY 280, and as you would expect, it is immaculate, although good manners prevent me from giving you a valuation. It is thoroughly agreeable to drive. In fact, what's the word I'm looking for? Majestic. So if you want a motor car that insulates you from the wild and whirling world, that has elegance and breeding, then look no further. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Rover P5B, a classic in a class of its own.